I wanted to ask you, what was the response? If you can give us a flavor of your meetings on the Hill. Is it likely that the Senate or the House might actually say something officially in terms of a resolution or a statement?
Well, we didn't request a formal Senate resolution. Our interest was more in talking to those who were willing to talk to us and giving our point of view. But what was interesting was that in all three sets of conversations, we got very positive feedback from all the attendees. So we first met with the India caucus representatives. Both the co-chairs came, a couple of others came. Then we had a meeting with the House Foreign Affairs Committee representatives, where we had the Foreign Affairs Committee and the chairs of two of the key subcommittees. That is the South Asia and the East Asia subcommittees. And then we had a very good session at the Senate Foreign Relations Committee with half a dozen senators, 5 of whom are on the Foreign Affairs Committee and 1 from the Intelligence Committee. So across this, we didn't have a single skeptical or negative voice. On the contrary, what we got was very, very positive responses. The two key lines I would use are, number one, total support and solidarity for India in its fight against terrorism, and second, complete understanding of India's right to defend itself against terrorism. So on both these points, very, very clear, and many of them spoke. I mean, the Senate, of course, it was not possible for media to come into that area, but the two House meetings, as the congressmen came out, they were happy to give sound bites to awaiting media and say this on the record. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, our colleague from ANI has at least 2 or 3 congressmen on the record. Is that right, Ayushi? Yeah. So there's been, and I will say, I'm sure, judging by the tone of what they said, that if the Senate people had media available, they would have said the same thing. They were rushing off to a vote in the Senate. But broadly speaking, we have left the Hill very pleased with the quality of the conversations, the level of interest. And one thing that you should know, because it's common not only to the Hill, but to all the countries we've been to, is that though everyone knows we're there for a particular mission, and they have shown all the empathy possible, at the same time, there is tremendous interest in every country and on the Hill in strengthening relations with India across the board. It's not just a question of standing with us against terror. They also are thinking positively about economic development, cooperation, trade, investment. In fact, there was a separate meeting which some of us had. I couldn't go because I was in the National Press Club, but I think my colleague Shashank Mani Tripathi can tell you, Shashank, why don't you, on precisely some of these issues that came up. Yeah.